Well, it's a disease that attacks the central nervous system, and there is no cure.
We're talking about multiple sclerosis. The National MS Society reports more than 2.3 million people worldwide have MS. Most people who have MS are diagnosed between the ages of 20 and 50, although it's been seen in children as young as 2 years old. The society also reports MS is 2 to 3 times more prevalent in women than men. And if you have a close relative with MS, your risk of developing the disease is 1 in 40. Now, multiple sclerosis is not considered a fatal disease, although some severe cases can lead to death.
Still, those who develop the disease can face many limitations. Some of those limitations may include blurred vision or loss of balance. Slurred speech and tremors are also common with MS, as are numbness and extreme fatigue. People with MS may also have problems with their memory and concentration. There are several celebrities who are working to bring awareness to MS because of their own struggle with the disease.
Yeah, actor Jack Osbourne was diagnosed with MS at age 26. Jack told The Hollywood Reporter he knew there was a problem after he lost about 80% of the vision in his right eye. Ann Romney, the wife of 2012 Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney, also has MS. She was diagnosed in 1998 after experiencing dizziness and what she referred to as a foggy brain. And talk show host Montel Williams also has MS. He was diagnosed in 1999. Since then, Health Magazine reports the Montel Williams MS Fund has raised more than $1 million for research toward a cure.
And you too have a chance to bring awareness to the disease and raise money to help find a cure. And it's as easy as dressing up and having a good time.
Yeah, and joining us today to tell us more about the National MS Society and the MS Scurade is Matthew Lenzini, Vice Chair of the MS Chapter of Delaware. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate you having me.
And we're going to talk about the ball in just a few moments. But first, MS has really affected you personally. Your mom had it, right?
My mom has MS. My mother was diagnosed with the disease maybe 25 years ago. And I can think back to those times because we weren't really sure what some of the issues were. She was having problems with vision, she was having problems with motor coordination, and she spent a lot of time visiting doctors trying to understand why she was having these problems. And it took several years for us to get to a point where we understood what the disease was.
And this is a picture of your mother along with your father.
That is,
yeah,
at the masquerade.
Now, it must have been hard for you to watch this progression of the disease.
Yeah, it's been tough, and the most challenging thing for me has been there's not really a lot you can do about it. It's not a particularly well understood disease at this point. There are some drugs that can help offset some of the symptoms, but there's no known cure at this point in time. So, my involvement with the MS Society is kind of my outlet at this point to help me with some of my frustrations.
And speaking of which, what made you want to get involved with the MS Society?
I think it's just something that I had to do personally. It was very hard to sit by the sidelines and watch somebody that you care about suffer and lose a lot of their personal freedoms. One of the biggest challenges my mom has right now is motor coordination, and she can't walk. And it's tough to watch somebody that you have always seen be very active lose that ability to be active. So as I seen her progress, I became more and more involved with the MS Society and just kind of built up my repertoire and expanded our influence.
And that's how we came up with the MS Scurade. Tell us about the event.
So it's a great event. When we originally came up with the idea, there was a group of young professionals in the Wilmington area that decided we wanted to do something to bring in a younger group of folks who maybe had contact with MS but didn't really have an opportunity to give back and contribute in the same capacity that I did. So we pulled together the Masquerade Ball as a fun night that could be had by younger folks. We have live music, we've got dancing, drinks, appetizers, food at the Queen Theater, and it's really just a nice night out, but all the proceeds from the event go to help the local MS chapter.
And explain to us exactly what you then use that money for, because some of it stays local and then some of it goes national.
That is very true. So we basically have two big buckets of funding that we have throughout the chapters in the United States, and specifically in Delaware. And we do a fair amount of work locally, modifying homes, helping families maybe have greater access to things within their household. So it may be something simple as building a ramp or expanding a doorway or putting guardrails in. So we do a lot of home modification work. The other big chunk of our funding goes towards research. So we take about 60 to 70% of our funding and we funnel it into a national research campaign where other chapters also contribute, and that money is used to try to understand the disease and try to understand whether or not we can find a cure.
And one thing I found amazing is there are more than 1,500 Delawareans with MS.
We have 1,500 Delawareans that are registered as clients that are known to have MS in various forms. Delaware actually has one of the highest rates of multiple sclerosis in the country. So we're kind of in a unique position that it happens more frequently in Delaware than other places.
We should mention that while we're talking about Delaware, you guys also do a great deal of stuff in Maryland as well.
We do. There are chapters all over the country. Our chapter in particular covers most of the Delmarva Peninsula. So we reach out and touch a lot of folks. Everyone from Newcastle down to Sussex County, out to the Eastern Shore. There are folks, regardless of where you live, are impacted by this disease. So it's not particular who it strikes.
Right. All right. Let's go down the event details. It's the 3rd annual Masquerade Ball. It's Friday, November 8th at 8 p.m. at the World Cafe Live in Wilmington. If you want some more information, go to delmarvalife.com, and it'll definitely be worth a drive up to Newcastle County. Thank you, Matt, so much.
I appreciate it.
And good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, the masks and costumes are just one part of many festivities this time of year. A little later, we head into the kitchen to get creative with another couple of seasonal items, pumpkins and apples.
Sounds good to
Today,
me.
we're making a fall favorite, muffins.
But next, Jimmy speaks with actress Candace Cameron Bure, who you may recognize from her days as DJ Tanner on Full House. Candace tells us what it was like growing up in the spotlight, plus she opens up about her struggles with an eating disorder.
But first, we just talked about a fun event to help others. Another way you can help those in need by being an organ donor. Dr. Oz has more.
Wouldn't it be great if we could grow new body parts when we needed them? That might be true someday, but until then, we rely on the goodness of people who choose to become organ donors. At this very moment, more than 100,000 people are on the organ transplantation list. Sadly, many will die waiting. So here's how to become a donor. Indicate your intent to become an organ donor on your driver's license. Enter your name into your state's Donate Life registry. Make sure you tell your next of kin your wishes so there isn't any uncertainty later on. If you have a living will, include your desire to donate organs. It's hard to come to terms with the death of a loved one, but saving a life might help you cope with the terrible, terrible loss.